Hey, what's up, everyone? We're gonna get into this reaction on about Gears of War 6 big reveal news. And today, this is what we're gonna be reacting to. I ain't gonna give no hate to this video. This video is gonna be a little more interesting. But before we even get to that, if you guys are new around here, hit the subscribe button down below and hit the bell for notifications to stay up to anything new of, daily or weekly content for you guys. You guys are, ever gonna come back ever to my channel. If you are coming back, just hit the subscribe button and join the Wolfpack Army and the Wolf Gang as well. Let's get into it.
Alright guys, Wes here, welcome back to the channel. So as you know, Gears of War was one of Microsoft's biggest franchises during the Xbox 360 era, and while the IP still has a massive fan base, there's no denying that it's largely given up its place as the Xbox mainstay. The last mainline Gears game dropped 5 years ago, and we still haven't gotten a trailer for the next one, nor have we gotten any news about the long-rumored remastered collection. But not too long ago, some very interesting leaks started trickling out, and in today's video, we're going to be covering everything. We have a lot to go over, guys, so check the video chapters for easy viewing. And without further delay, let's get started. Real quick, guys, this video is sponsored by World of Tanks.
Let's just skip this shit.
On PC
no offense to this guy.
In today's video. So Gears 6 has reportedly been in the works for years now, but Microsoft still hasn't formally announced it. The last entry, Gears 5, dropped in early 2019, and while it had a lot of good traits, it's seen by many in the Gears community as a bit of a mixed bag. The gameplay was solid and there was a ton of good ideas, but the campaign was extremely divisive because of its ending, and the Horde mode took a few steps in the wrong direction. The Coalition took over development of Gears of War from Epic Games after the original trilogy, but since then, I think a lot of longtime fans have been patiently waiting for them to really blow us away. Gears 4.
Well, the ending with Gears of War 5 was not great, and plus multiplayer's not great either. Horde's not great, and you had the weird mode that is called Escape, and that's very weird. Hell, they actually had something that was so cool that they got rid of. They got rid of like one of the coolest features that were like that was in Gears of War, and it could have been something awesome, dude. We could have almost made a map for multiplayer. That's how close I was almost about to be, but never got to be the true light to ever be that. Like, that could have been amazing. You could make a horror map, maybe a PvP map. It could have been amazing because you had the map maker. But sadly, it was only for Escape, so you can only make a map for Escape, and you didn't get the true love inside of making that type of, map anyway. You didn't really get the love of making it at all. It just didn't get enough stuff to make it good enough. It wasn't great, and for some reason they just pitched it in trash. It was very devastating.
4 and Gears 5 both had really good ideas, but failed to hit the same kind of critical acclaim and popularity that the original trilogy did. Gears 6.
Well, Gears 5 didn't even get nowhere close. Gears 4 was a massive flop of the story. Never made any sense. They called them legitimately into the swarm. The three of them were like, they're like a swarm. Like, who comes up with that? Who? Marcus comes in the whole conversation. Oh, there's a swarm. He's like, who? So it was just a massive fucking joke, okay? So stupid. Very fucking stupid. But Gears of War 5 is such a massive flop. Same thing, Gears of War 4. In some ways. Wasn't that all bad? Campaign was shit.
6 has quite a bit riding on it, and according to the leaks, the Coalition has some pretty interesting ideas of how they're going to put the spotlight back on this series. Now, a few months ago, some trusted gaming insiders claimed that Gears 6 was going to expand upon the open world ideas of Gears 5, and possibly even make the entire Gears 6 campaign into one big sandbox.
I don't like that.
In case you skipped out on Gears 5, roughly half of it was traditional level-based, like the original Gears of War, but the other half was a sandbox-based experience with a bunch of random collectibles and secrets to discover. It was a decent idea, but most of the Gears community agrees that open-world sections of the last game were the worst part of it because of how slow they moved and how empty the sandboxes were. Gears of War,
Dude, the open world sucked ass. Like, look at fucking, like, the Halo Infinite. Is the open world really needed for a game like that? Does it really matter? Those two games do not need a open world. If a game gets made and it's perfectly made right for a open world, then it deserves to be that. Gears of War and Halo do not deserve to have a open world for the campaign. They fucking suck. I never played Halo Infinite. I don't want to play it. I played Gears of War 5, and I do not like it. Only the thing is, I'm a fan for both games. They just suck. They suck the most, and they are the worst of them all. If Gears of War 6 doesn't stand up for its title and name and actually be something amazing to make it to Gears of War 7, then who fucking knows if that's ever going to happen. Because Coalition is probably on thin ice, on the point where there's a knife at their fucking throat, that if they fuck up, the fans are going to go on a riot because they ain't going to like what they're going to see. Because I don't know if it's really going to be breathtaking of a game. What some people are be like, oh, they're going to blow us away from how stunning this game is. Dude, I do not care about graphics. I care how well the game works, how it will perform when it's fully launched. That's the only thing I care about. Beta version, I kind of care about both things. I kind of care how it's going to work, how things are going to be played out perfectly. If it's not perfect, I'm not going to like it. Like Gears of War 5 was a massive flop for the very beginning. Why? The first thing they did as a beta, they give us a mode that's not even Gears of War. It feels like we're playing Call of Duty, but you get special ability pickup things right on you. So you get like 4 options. How much points you want to get something. You could choose whatever, have a sniper, pop off more heads, or just pop heads with a fucking Lancer. That does not make any fucking sense, because you can't do that with Gears. You can't do that with the Lancer in Gears of War normally. Weird, right? Shortly after that's gone by, full game launch out, Nasher only has 6 shots, not 8. And fans went so furious and so pissed, they went onto their stream, and most people got banned. Only asking, bring back 8 shots. Let's get back into it.
War is all about the high stakes and explosive combat, so having to slow everything down to traverse around a mostly empty sandbox has rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, and I really don't blame them. So does this mean that Gears of War 6 is going to be doomed for disaster because the
Who knows? Who knows if it's going to be doomed?
whole thing is going to be open worlds? Well, I for one have a couple opinions on this. For starters,
They
it's
better
not
be good.
100% confirmed that Gears of War 6 is going to be a full-fledged open world game, but it also should be expected that the Coalition is going to learn from the criticisms of their last game. I think if they do decide to make Gears 6 fully open world, they'll probably end up making the sandbox more alive and active, allowing for more combat opportunities and excitement, especially when going from place to place. I think there's also a good chance that the open world is structured like Lego Marvel Superheroes. Who remembers that game? Anyone? No? Just me?
No.
Okay. Where the open world sandbox features a bunch of starting points for linear missions that take place completely separated from the map itself. So that way we could still get the more traditional Gears of War experience, but with the open world sandbox as a kind of connecting device between the main plot missions. I don't think the Gears community should instantly be upset about Gears 6 being fully open world, but at the end of the day, I don't blame you for being cautious because of the open world sections of Gears 5 were definitely the weakest part of the campaign. But in addition,
Like I said, honestly, I'm gonna be mad and not gonna like an open world part of a fucking game, okay? Cause if a game doesn't work for that feature, it should never happen. Like, look at Gears of War Tactics. That does not work at all, because it's definitely just another ripoff of, like, you know, definitely Coalition looked at like, oh, Halo had Halo Wars. So let's make Gears of War Tactics. Cool, right? Cool idea. And it doesn't feel right. I played it to the end. Didn't beat it. But I had my fair share of actually trying out. I didn't really go crazy for it. I wasn't like always enthused like, oh, this is really fun. Not really. There were some ideas I did like about the game that I do hope they bring to the home plate for Gears of War 6. Would be customize your character's armor, mismatching armor if you wanted to as a joke. Because it was something you could do, but I don't think that would happen. Who knows? Because I think it would be kind of funny because you could change like the character or any person in armor to anywheres you want it to be. It'd be kind of cool. But plus making and mess around with your own custom like camo looking weaponry, because you could do that in that game. It was really cool. Same with the big guns. They were very, very fun to mess with. Very fun. I don't know. There's a lot of cool things about bits of Gears of War Tactics, but hands down, I would say it's not like a really fun game to play. It's not worth it. Same thing with Gears of War 5, or mostly 4, because 5 and 4 have problems, and they never will be fixed. Sadly, they won't ever be fixed. Truly.
In addition to the open world rumors, some trusted insiders recently stated that Gears 6 is going to be officially revealed at the upcoming June Xbox Game Showcase, and apparently it looks absolutely incredible. The original Gears of War was an important moment for HD gaming, and the original trilogy was frequently pushing the boundaries of what was possible with Xbox's hardware. Gears 5 did something similar, and frankly it's still one of the best looking games available on Xbox, especially after the Series X update. According to the insiders, Gears 6 is going to be a game that really shows off of what the hardware of the Series X is capable of, featuring incredible visuals and excellent optimization, which I think Xbox could really use right now. The Series X can certainly pump out some impressive visuals, but the optimization is really what's struggling, which is why games like Starfield and Hellblade 2 can look amazing in screenshots, but still cap out at 30 FPS. But if these leaks are true, Gears 6 is not only going to look incredible, but it's going to play incredible as well, which I can't wait to see that in motion. But with that being said, there are a lot of people that aren't actually all that excited for Gears 6 due to how much the Coalition's version of Gears of War seems to have strayed away from the original Epic Games trilogy, and honestly, I don't blame you.
Well, to be on that topic about how stunning the game is going to look or how beautiful it's going to run on the new consoles, that's going to be awesome. But it's going to really be really cool, and it's going to be like next highest points than what Gears of War has never been. Though that's kind of cool, I guess. But the story shit, dude, has never like made any sense. To me, it's been really weird. It's never made great sense at all to me, and I don't think anyone's really gonna enjoy the story with Gears of War 6 anyway, because it just seems so dumb. I kind of know like they are trying to go back. What I have heard, back to Locust characters, or like, you know, the grubs again. I don't know if that's not gonna happen. If that happens, that'll be kind of cool. But what's the little plan? How is things gonna work? How is things gonna change with the story? Even though we really hated the story they started from, they're like, well, let's make something new on our terms. That's not how things work. When a game had a story, try to stay somewhere close to that. Well, they tried. I get that. It didn't work. It didn't sell perfectly what they wanted it to. It was a flop. To be fair, the last Gears of War game that was still something not too bad, and I really don't care if someone has to say it wasn't a great game, I would still say hands down Gears of War Judgment was the last goodest fun Gears of War game out there. Even though I didn't play it for very long. Hell, even Ghost was a good Call of Duty game, and no one wants to give it a shot or a chance because it's underrated, just like Gears of War Judgment. And the crazy thing is, people be like, "Oh, Gears of War 5 is just shit, just like Gears of War Judgment." It's crazy, right? But I don't know if things actually kind of roll that way with the story or something. I don't know if they do something perfectly for the story, it'll be amazing. But who knows what they're gonna do? Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. But whenever they do something, that'll be amazing. If they can make a story that's awesome, I might give it a shot at like playing the story when the game comes out. But I don't know. I really don't know what they're gonna do. But I'm looking forward for the game, but I'm not hyped about it. I don't like my reaction, how I feel about Gears of 6. I'm not enthused about the game. I'm just not. I'm not pumped about it. I'm not like, oh my god, Gears of War. Like I was so hyped and ready to see Gears of War 4 when it was coming out because I'm like, oh shit, Gears of War is coming back. It's fucking awesome. Comes out. A lot of people ain't liking it. People are making like videos like, wow, I got 100, percent on that guy, and they got 100% on me. Or I do 99 and they do 100%. So it's kind of like Gears of War 4 was something that was kind of like a start, but only reason I say Gears of War was pretty bad between those two, because they just were. They were terrible Gears of War games, and they will always will be terrible games. Just know that. What was the good Gears of War games? Gears of War 1, Gears of War 2, Gears of War 3, and especially Gears of War Judgment. Even though it was a little different taste of Gears of War, it was still Gears, in its different, truthful way. But still, it was as risk they took it, and yes, people hated it, but fans were still playing it. Because guess what? It was by the most awesome company that is sadly never going to come back ever again, because they've been working on, guess what? They're yours truly. Fortnite. Amazing game, right? No. I really don't care for that game. And I miss Epic. I really do miss them a lot. I miss them so fucking much that they are never coming back to Gears. They want nothing to do with it anymore.
Gears of War is in a similar situation that Halo was in for the longest time, where people wanted to play Bungie's version of Halo, but all they were getting was 343's version. Do you want to know how Microsoft compromised? The Master Chief Collection. Several gaming insiders have claimed that Microsoft has quietly been working on an MCC-style re-release of the original Gears of War trilogy, which I think would be awesome. According to the insiders, the Gears of War collection would feature Gears 1, 2, and 3 in their entirety, meaning the campaigns, multiplayers, and horde modes would be remastered and re-released on the Xbox and the PC version with full crossplay. Basically, they would make the Master Chief Collection again, but with Gears of War instead of Halo, and it's reportedly going to be released roughly a year before Gears of War 6 as a way to build the hype and revive the Gears of War player base. But if Gears 6 is shown off in June, what about the remastered collection? When is that going to be coming out? Well, there are a couple theories. The most believable theory, in my opinion, is that Microsoft is going to reveal both Gears 6 and the remastered collection at the June showcase, and while Gears 6 isn't going to come out until next year at the earliest, the remastered collection will drop by the end of 2024. It's extremely unlikely that Gears 6 comes out this year because of the turnaround of reveal to release. It's just way too quick for a company as big as Microsoft. Plus, Microsoft already has a pretty packed 2024 release schedule between Hellblade 2, Indiana Jones, Stalker 2, and Avowed. With that many games out by the end of 2024, I seriously doubt that they're going to reveal and release Gears 6 alongside everything else. But on the flip side of that, Microsoft knows how annoyed people get when they announce a game and then don't release it for 2 to 3 years. So if Gears 6 is revealed this June, it's certainly going to have a release window of 2025 attached to it so people don't get frustrated. The remastered collection, on the other hand, could easily be revealed and released this summer. I've seen some rumors that the remastered collection is actually going to be shadow dropped at the June showcase, which would be insane. Gears of War 2 and 3 were never released on PC, so if the entire trilogy was beefed up and released on both the Series X and Steam, that could be a huge revival of the series, especially if Microsoft goes the shadow drop route like they did with Hi-Fi Rush, revival of the series, especially if Microsoft goes the shadow drop route like they did with Hi-Fi Rush last year. Another possibility is that the remastered collection is revealed in June and then drops later in the year after a bit of marketing, and maybe even with a cool Possibility is that the remastered collection is revealed in June and then drops later in the year after a bit of marketing, and maybe even with a cool physical collector's edition, which would be appropriate because the original Gears trilogy was known for having awesome steelbooks and collector's editions. Basically, what I'm saying is if the remastered collection is real, it's absolutely going to come out before Gears 6, and if Gears 6 is going to be revealed in June, it's absolutely going to come out in 2025, which means that the remastered collection will likely be out before the end of the year in order to give the two releases some breathing room from one another. There's also a possibility that the remastered collection also releases on PlayStation 5, mainly because of Microsoft's new strategy of basically allowing people to play Xbox games on whatever device they want. Now the main question is will that be enough to revive the franchise? Gears of War used to be the bigger Halo in terms of Xbox Live player counts, and it was one of the best-selling first-party Xbox games of all time back in the 360 days. But ever since Epic Games handed the series off to the Coalition, things have been on a steady decline in terms of popularity. That's not to say that Gears 4 or 5 were bad games, but they certainly were below the standards of the original.
Dude, 4 and 5 were bad. They were terrible. You had to be so blinded to your fucking mind or your eyes that if you think Gears of War 5 was perfect or the greatest Gears of War game, I'm sorry. You're the dumbest person on this planet. Just being honest on that fact.
Trilogy, and the franchise definitely needs a bit of a kick in the pants to get back on track, which again I think could easily be achieved with a re-release of the original trilogy. Let's just hope that Microsoft seizes the opportunity, because if Gears 6 releases without any kind of franchise revival, that could end up being a huge disappointment. Gears of War was an extremely influential franchise, and if it weren't for that original trilogy, we probably would have never gotten other third-person games like Uncharted, The Last of Us, or countless others that took notes from the original game's cover system and epic presentation. Gears of War could absolutely be revived in the modern gaming landscape, but Microsoft is going to have to put some real juice behind Gears 6, and I truly think it would be in their best interest to get that remastered collection out as soon as possible to get people talking about the series again. But let me know what your thoughts are about all this stuff in the comment section below. Do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe with your notifications turned on.
I don't know, man. That was a voice crack. I do not know. I don't know how I feel. I really don't know. It's a lot to think about on the whole topic. Like, it would be amazing, and I know I've been hearing a lot of things about like some shit out there that's literally what he was saying, that they've been on the works with the making Gears of War 1, Gears of War 2, Gears of War 3 like a remaster. That'd be awesome, but the sad part is, only thing I know, what I kind of heard of the name does not sound great. I think he said it before in here, but I just don't like how it is. I wish it was, because I know it's Gears Collection. That's what they're probably gonna call it. I don't think that sounds great to me. I don't like it. Because I think it just would be better, because, like, hell, I just don't see what the problem would be if it sounds just, like, close enough, just little with Halo. I guess, like, I don't know, man. It's just, names don't really matter to me. But, you know, I don't know. Would it be worth it? And plus, I know I did a little bit complain on something before in my mind about something. How well is those games going to look? How well are Gears of War 1 and 2 and 3 going to be like? Is it really going to be only Gears of War 1 and 2 and 3? Is it not going to have Gears of War Judgment? Is it just going to leave everything behind? So is it not going to be close enough as, you know, as what, you know, Master Chief's Collection is? Because Master Chief Collection has kind of a bit, almost all, not really all, but a little bit, was cut off 5 and 6, okay? Cut off 5 and 6, even Halo Infinite doesn't say 6, but it's still 6. It sucks ass. Same thing with 5, a little bit. Only thing that was really cool about 5 was the custom maps people made. That was fucking awesome. But we're kind of getting off track on the whole topic about like just the content of like other games, you know, of Gears, or like to me, like this is the real serious note that I want to get on real quick. It's just I would love to see Gears of War have like a lot of characters in one fucking game, dude. A lot of characters to play as in any of the fucking Gears of War game. That would be amazing. I would love to play as any character in any of the games. That's what it's gonna be. They should have like tons of characters to play as. There's tons of different versions and variants of grubs. There's tons of characters of COG. There's tons of people. There's gotta be tons of like, you know, side people in the comics or something in the story. There's gotta be a lot of characters. Because games have endless things. Because it is its own world. And it is its own reality. There's gotta be more shit out there that we can have. But we just don't get enough of it. Sadly, we don't. But if we had more characters, more things, that would make me happy. But plus, it would be the dedication and making it great. That would make me happy. Because I know damn well in Gears of War, there's gotta be a lot of more characters, a lot of more people in this game that we do not know. Like, seriously. There's gotta be more things we do not know about Gears of War at all. And we never get to see them. It's crazy. It's legitimately bullshit how crazy it is. Because there's gotta be endless characters. I wouldn't really say endless, but you get the point. There still should be a lot of characters, and plus I kind of care how well Gears of War Marcus, you know, collection will be. I hope it's gonna be amazing of a game, and I hope it's gonna be worth it enough. To be honest, if it's gonna be worth it enough, that would be amazing. But I don't know. It could bring back the fans for sure, but who knows? We will never know. Before I do go, you know, hit that subscribe button or hit the fucking like at all either. Down below on this video, hit the like button. Hit it down there. Give me a like, hit subscribe button, and join the Wolfpack Army today. And the Wolf Gang as well. I'm out, guys, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace. But to be really honest with you, on one topic, only one thing I just disagree the most, guys, is just one thing. It's kind of weird now to think about this, and I get, you know, Xbox is like, hey, you know what, so what, let's basically move Gears of War off from just being a Xbox exclusive game. Let's move it to PlayStation. What's my feeling about that whole situation? Not so great. I don't like that whole situation. That's like the most worstest thing a company can do to a game. And plus, what makes it much more worse and not very great, it makes it look pretty damn bad that people really hate Gears of War. Not a great look at all for Gears of War. So probably other fans are just going around and playing other games that's not Gears of War, because they are just probably sitting there just thinking that they're not going to have enough fan base for the next newest Gears of War games, titles, or stuff they're doing that's going to eventually drop in the near future here soon. But who knows? But PlayStation 5 is going to be having Gears of War. It's wild. That's the only thing I can say. It's very wild, very crazy. Oh no. It's very crazy that I just can't believe, but that's what's going to be happening now on. I'm shocked. Because Gears of War has always been a Xbox exclusive. Same thing with Halo. always has ever been exclusive to Xbox. So, but I don't know. I don't hate PlayStation. I just don't really like to play PlayStation. Never was, never will be. Always been more of an Xbox player and a PC player overall than anything else. But that's the last topic I'm going to have to say. And now this is going to be the serious end and outro of the video. Bye bye.
I think you got him.